This is looking up to the top of the tank from the bottom drain port. Surface is rough, some leftover primer that won't come off. This is the side of the tank. You can see the weld seam right there. That's the top port. Coming from the top. That's the other side of the tank. And you can see the weld seam right there. It's the bottom of the tank. It's a rough surface, but there's no bad pitting or anything, so it still has good integrity. That's another look at the side of the tank. You can see the seam there where the weld is. Nothing to be too concerned about. So we'll coat it with the POR 15 rust preventive coating and take a look at it after that's done. Here's a look at from the other top port, looking down at the drain port. Alright, we have a Rolair 20-gallon compressor tank. That's a model 5520 K17. And we got a cement mixer here. We're going to rotate this tank, clean the inside of it out of rust and some patches of primer I had in it. I'm using crushed granite. You can see there's some fines in there and stuff. I believe the guy said this was number 89. It's got the DOT approval on it or whatever. Anyways, crushed granite and a little bit of dish soap, and poured a gallon of water in there with it, and just got a ratchet strap down. It's got some wood in here, act as a block because this thing wanted to lift up if I ratcheted it up here. Got the plugs in there. It's got 3 ports, 2 half-inch ports on the top, and the bottom one I think is a 3/8 port. Anyways, we're going to run this for a few hours and see what it looks like. I couldn't really get the whole tank in there. It's hitting the legs. If you wanted to, you could cut the legs off of this thing and weld them back on, but I didn't want to do that. So we're going to go ahead and run this thing. Turn this on. And we'll be back in a couple hours. Just using a wire hanger. Got the tank flipped upside down and I'm just poking at the entry. Get the pebbles out, so take a little while, but it's working. Well, I just rinsed the tank out with a pressure washer. I had first hit it with some of this Loctite flushing solvent. All it is methylene chloride to try to get whatever remnants of primer that was left over in the tank and kind of degrease it. And then I hit it with some of this rust crutter, rinsed it out, and then hit it with this POR metal prep, which all it is phosphoric acid, and then zinc phosphate that coats it after the rust is converted. And so did a final rinse with a pressure washer and just kind of drying out the tank right now. Kind of see a little bit of steam coming out of the top port. It'd be faster if I had a torch or something, but I don't have one right now, so heat gun will have to do. Alright, I coated the tank with 2 coats of this POR 15. I got the silver color there. It said on their website the silver is better than the black or the gray for filling in grooves and stuff and metals. So, take a look. And this is from the top of the tank going down, looking at the bottom. Looks like it coated everything pretty well, filled in all the little bumps and irregular surface areas. This is the end cap. It's the weld seam. Let's see here. Looks like it got everything. This is the other side. There's the bottom drain port looking down at it. This is entering the drain port, now looking up at the top of the tank. Well, I'd call that a successful coating. Alright, I just sanded down the tank and prepped it for paint, and just washed it down with some Dawn dish soap, and I'm going to rinse it off and just wait for it to dry, and then it'll be ready for painting. Alright, I got the tank all coated, it's done. The K17 pump is painted, it's all ready to go. What I used was this Rust-oleum, it's a Hunter Green paint. It seemed to match pretty well to the original Rolair paint. It was like 12 bucks for the quart, so that cleaned everything up nice, sandpaper, and then took a wheel to it, a sanding wheel with the drill, and cleaned it up, degreased it, and then painted it. You already saw the inside of the tank with the borescope, so it's okay. It's got 2 coats of the POR 15 on it, so pretty happy with that. So we'll get this thing assembled. What I want to do is spray a little bit of WD-40 into the tank through the ports, just a light coat, just to make sure if there's any little seam or something where the weld is, it'll kind of help mitigate any rust that might start to form. But it's got a real solid coating of the POR in there, so I'm happy with that. When assembling all the NPT half-inch threads and stuff, I'm going to try to not use PTFE tape if possible, and instead use this Loctite seal and lock. This is rated for pressure applications and pneumatic hoses and stuff like that. So I'll try to use this. It has a curing time of 72 hours, but I'm not in any rush to get this done. I'll get that on there. I also want to add a little custom air dryer between the pump output and the tank input. So what I have is a Milton half-inch NPT threaded filter here. It's model 1020-8. It's made in the USA. It's heavy. It's metal. It's real heavy. It's got an auto drain feature on it. I picked this up on eBay for like 40-something bucks, brand new. But it's got a micron filter on there for other particulates and stuff. But I want to put that in between the pump and the tank, and to help cool down some of the air, so that helps the water condense and fill this filter up a little bit more. I have some half-inch refrigeration grade copper tubing, so I'm going to try to make some kind of custom coil on the outside of the belt cage. Belt cage is about 22 inches long by 13 inches high or something like that. I'm just going to try to snake this around. It's refrigeration grade stuff, so it's real hard to bend. So I ended up getting this, again off eBay, this rigid half-inch tubing bender. This thing is really heavy duty. It's a model 398. They don't make this one anymore, but anyway, I'm going to see what I can do with this. And that's about it, really. I took the motor apart, cleaned it. It had sand and residue built. I don't know what the previous owner did with this thing. The cooling fins on the pump, they were caked with like mortar. Like this had been on a job site where somebody was doing brick and mortar work. It wasn't cement, but it was a lot like mortar. It got in between these fins and it just coated the thing. And then a lot of sand and stuff got inside the motor, inside the capacitor housings. So I cleaned the hell out of this, took it apart. Bearings real good. The start switch inside functions smoothly and stuff. It rotates, so it's good to go. The belt's in good condition. Other than that, yeah, I'm gonna get this thing assembled, and we'll get back to you on its progress. So, and the pump's got fresh oil in it as well. So. All right, we got the compressor assembled just to do a quick little test. I got just the stock interconnect on here just to test it. I'm gonna make my own cooler. It's gonna probably wrap around here on the belt cage and then come back around, figure out a way to connect that Milton air filter somewhere over here. then connect it back to the tank. I got new decals for it. Rolair sent me all brand new decals to put on the tank, so that's nice. Yeah, so hit the switch. It might trip a circuit breaker, who knows. Let's see what happens. Alright, seems good. It probably has a little leak somewhere or something. I didn't crank everything down, and this Loctite stuff still has to set. But yeah, got the regulator. This thing was like caked with stuff inside. So I took the regulator apart, cleaned it all up. They're cheap, I could buy a new one, but it works. So yeah, the previous owner, he put this little ball valve on here, the input to the regulator. I don't know why. I probably would have put it on the output side. But yeah. Drain valve. Alright, cool. Next step is to get this cooler made, and we'll get back to you. I'm gonna do a quick baseline temperature test. I got a little thermocouple attached to the input here to the tank. Sitting around 28 degrees Celsius, so just want to see how high it's gonna get, and then compare that to the temperature with the custom cooler that I'm gonna make to see how effective it is. So we'll start this. I've gone ahead and I mounted the filter here. Got a couple bolts, drilled 2 holes in this handle, got it mounted. Had to order the actual Milton bracket for this filter. So that bracket was like $12. I could have made one, but I wanted it to look kind of nice, so got that mounted. Tubing is already bent, as you saw in the previous clip. I only had 12 feet of tubing, and I wish I had a little bit longer for the other section that goes from the filter to the input to the tank. But you'll see that this last section kind of wraps around the pump, but it'll still work. I also bought a new regulator. It's a Dixon R18, I think. Same as Wilkerson brand, I believe. And also picked up 2 new regulators. Some Ashcroft ones here. And then that's the Dixon regulator part number for those playing along at home. The other regulators the guy had on them went up to 300 psi, which is ridiculous. The needle's only going to read up to about 100. I think the tank is a 135 psi tank, so it was ridiculous. And these felt kind of chintzy, so these Ashcroft ones are nice, made in the USA, as is the regulator. The other regulator in it was cheap as well, so got rid of that. And that's about it. We're just gonna assemble the tubing and then see how the temperatures compare previously. Alright, same thing. I'm going to leave this thing running with the drain valve open for 2 minutes, like before, and then close it and pump it to like 6 minutes or whatever. See what the temperatures are. It's been a little over 5 minutes. Temperature's 35 degrees Celsius. Of course, the pressure relief valve, after it shuts down, it has to drain all that excess air in that line. It's at 100 psi right now, so it's not too bad. There's no water in the filter track yet, but it's also not very humid in here. But yeah, it seems to be working okay. I want to secure this back coil here. This is hot, especially up here. But after at least here I could hold it, and then over here it's not too bad. So it's definitely cooling, but I kind of want to push this up against the metal to help it get some additional heat sinking. So I'll probably put like zip ties or something there. But no leaks. Everything is quiet. Next step is to put the decals on. So I'm just going to put like the Rolair sticker on the front and the back and the serial number sticker. And probably the drain tank sticker, which I believe it goes on that side. There were other stickers on there too. I'm not going to put them all on there. So. Alright, let's get the decals on. Semi-rated tank. There she is. Put zip ties on the back. Just 4 of them. It's alright for now. It's not like you're going to melt or anything. Sweet. We'll do maybe one more pump down and see how it goes. I think it calls for, I don't know, like 3 minutes or something. It should pump down, yeah, from 0 psi to I think it's 125 psi. It's when the pressure valve switches off. minutes and 20 seconds. So not bad, 3 minutes, 20 seconds to 125 PSI. It's actually almost right on. See, that pressure relief valve's got to relieve all that pressure in this long line now, so it takes a little longer. And yeah, not that bad. I mean, for having what I assume the original little reed valves and things in there, gaskets are all original. And this is from, oh, got a little bit of moisture. Yep. And the water filter. Tiny bit. Not bad. The data sheet calls for a 2-minute 51 pump down time. So that's pretty close.